Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new landscape photography vlog. We are back at Evansville State Park. I think I've tried to record a vlog in the last month or so, maybe 2 or 3 times, but the conditions really have not allowed for it. It's either been extremely windy and extremely cold for it to work, and today is like it's windy, but it's not that windy, and it's cold, but it's not that cold. So I'm going to try to make something work here. First vlog of 2025. And what am I doing out here exactly at Evansville State Park today? Well, I was hoping to see some more blowing snow, which I do see a little bit. There really isn't any in the fields, which is unfortunate. I think all the fresh, like, powder snow we got has kind of came and went. I still see a little bit of blowing snow here and there, and obviously with it being a clear day for the first time and who knows how long. We've had some clear mornings that usually fade to overcast evenings, which is pretty standard here. But, you know, first time I can get some light like this in the late afternoon, evening. And, you know, if all else fails with the blowing snow, there's a lot of really great sort of snowdrift patterns in the snow. Which I didn't really explore the last time I was here, but now that there's some nice light, I don't know how well you guys can see it here, but there's some really cool patterns, and in fact I was photographing some up just that way behind me, and if any of them turn out, I'll throw like 1 or 2 of them up on the screen for you guys to kind of see what I'm talking about. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like sandstone, in the way some of these patterns are carved by the wind, which, I mean, makes sense because I believe a lot of those cool sandstone patterns you see out west are actually carved by wind erosion. I'm sure water erosion has something to do with it too, but I feel like wind erosion plays a big role in sculpting, you know, that rock to look as beautiful as it does. Kind of a similar effect here, but over a much shorter time span. But yeah. I'll try and show you guys some stuff on my phone as like a secondary camera. I didn't bring the adapter to hook this up to the tripod, unfortunately. But yeah, we'll try to make it work. My phone camera, just so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. I mean, these patterns are really cool. I'll probably have to grab a picture of this one, which I didn't already. But like I said, there's a lot of other stuff I was getting up over there. And the snow sits here for a long period of time. You know, a couple days, and the wind picks up, especially with the lake being right there. So nothing to stop the wind. Hits this snow, blows it around, and if it gets cold enough, it kind of freezes in place like it has here. So really excited about this kind of stuff. So I'm just gonna grab a few frames of these patterns over here, and I'm probably gonna make my way down to the beach because I want to see what the ice volcanoes look like. I'm not really sure where else you get ice volcanoes. Probably on the Atlantic if you live in the Northeast like I do, but here on the Great Lakes, especially here on Lake Erie, like 80% ice coverage, which is a lot in compared to recent years. We got a lot of ice volcanoes, and I'll try to show you guys what those look like. They're pretty cool. All right, so just walked a little bit further and found some even better patterns, specifically those guys right there. And as you can see, luckily there's some footprints that have gone around both sides of them, so they're undisturbed. So I should be able to grab a shot of those. And maybe some of these right here. But yeah, I literally just took like 10 steps this way and I'm already seeing something, so it's probably going to be a pretty slow walk to the beach. Just finishing up grabbing some of these patterns here. There's some really nice ones, just like right in the center there. Yeah, really good stuff. A lot of fun to play with this stuff. I think I got one that I really like. There's just so many lines and the light and shadow play, like, so much fun to do this kind of stuff. And it looks like I do see some blowing snow out there on the frozen lake, so that is a good sign for what I'm going after. So fingers crossed when we get down there. It's actually what I envision in my head, so yeah, let's move on. I've been also treading my path very carefully here as not to step in any of this good stuff, man. It's like an absolute gold mine. Of course, the wind dies down as I start recording video, but these are the conditions I'm talking about. You can see that snow blowing on those drifts down there. It's like I'm in a desert. A different kind of desert. I mean, just look at that. Looks like I'm on another planet, but those little mounds right there, those are ice volcanoes. Or hummocks is the other name for them. I think ice volcanoes probably sounds cooler. I'm not going to explain why they happen. It'd probably just be easier if you Googled it. But yeah, these are the conditions I was hoping for. Especially out way on the lake there. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on video, but some loose snow blowing around out there as well. Super awesome. So we've made it down onto the beach, and when I said it was supposed to be, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but it was supposed to be like really windy today. There was like wind advisories going out saying 25 mile an hour winds with gusts up to 50, but doesn't really seem like it's living up to that right now. It actually seems a lot calmer than it's been. I was here like maybe a week or so ago, and I tried to film a vlog, and I'll try to put a video up on the screen of what happened while I tried to film that vlog. My phone was recording on a tripod and it just blew right over. Luckily nothing got broken. The mic fell in the snow, my phone fell in the snow. No problems actually, so that's points for DJI. I've dropped this mic in the snow a couple times and it's had no issues coming back to life. But yeah, basically right now, I really like this light. I like the color palette. I like the white, the grays, and the blues. I might go for something wide here. I was hoping for a bit more blowing snow, just surrounding these icy dunes. We are kind of getting some nice blowing snow here where these drifts are up against these shale cliffs. I don't know if you guys can see that super well, but I think a nice wide shot could work here. There are some footprints in the snow, but I think if I lower the camera down just a bit with perspective, I can maybe hide some of them. I might throw a polarizer on as well. Yeah, there's that blowing snow over there again. I'll try to switch over to the handheld video. Yeah, right in this little spot here, there's been some snow kicking up with the wind. I got some pictures of it up from above on the cliff there. I don't know how well it'll show up, but this is kind of more or less the composition. Something like this. Maybe zoomed in a tad more. Maybe something along the lines of that. I'm not sure. But, yeah. The light is harsh right now, but I actually kind of don't mind it. That's also the other reason why I wanted to try to put a polarizer on. And now that I think of it, there was a comp I found, not last night, but the night before, with some of those little icy ridges there and that volcano behind it, so I might walk over there, but I'm going to take my wide shot before I walk into the snow because I don't want to leave more footprints than there actually needs to be, because some people have when I was here a few nights ago, there was a few people, there was actually two people, a couple I think, that were walking on top of those ice volcanoes. And while it has been very, very cold with this polar vortex we got, I wouldn't trust those because I'm pretty sure they're like hollow on the inside. You fall through, that's going to be very hard to get you out without some kind of emergency rescue help. So there's the blowing snow. There it is. That's exactly what I need. And it happens right now while I'm recording. So I probably should start taking some pictures then. I think that's my cue. I have made my way down the beach a bit. The dunes are a lot smaller here, but these few dunes that are here are a lot more pronounced and pointy, like I'm hoping for. So I think my time is going to be much better spent down here as I try to frame up these guys. And I'm kind of going back and forth between being a bit more cropped in and being like ultra wide to get all this detail in the foreground here. So yeah, this is a lot of fun. It's not as windy as I thought it was going to be, which makes it, more bearable to be out here, but it comes at the cost of getting less snow drift. So and I'm looking forward to see how this is going to change once the sun gets a little bit lower. But the light will change a lot. So all right, so it is currently just after 5 o'clock. The wind has picked up quite a bit, and I have actually been able to catch some of these sunlit snow drifts, if you want to call them that. And they look really, really nice. It's kind of got that diamond dust type effect, and I'm kind of improving on a few of the compositions I found when I was here the other night in the evening. I'm very excited to see what's going to happen once the sun goes below the horizon, because we do have a big wall of like medium clouds out over the horizon here. So if there are clear skies on the horizon and beyond it, that could set us up for a fire sky. Yeah. Also, I figured I might as well mention this. I've been pretty much handheld the entire day. High ISO up to 2000 at some points. Been shooting mainly at f8, f11, but I want to be quick and on my feet, not messing around with the tripod, have as much freedom as possible, so when the wind does kick up and that snow starts blowing over the top of these dunes here like it has and across these ones over here, I am ready to try to frame up something as quickly as possible, because if I'm trying to go for a tripod shot, I'm going to miss it every single time. But what's happening out there, I don't know how well you can see it. I don't know what side I need to stand on. Maybe I'll block the sun a little bit over here. But on those distant dunes out there, just in front of the trees, you can see these snow tendrils. They lift up and spray up off the top of the ice volcanoes, and they're backlit by the setting sun. And it just looks so, so cool. So I'm going to try to walk down the beach a little bit and get some photos of that. Hopefully we get some good luck with the wind. But right now I'm going to try to grab this composition here because we're getting some really interesting light play, which I'll show you guys. You can see a lot of the snow on the beach here and on these dunes is in shade, but the prominent parts, like those peaks out there, are getting hit with the sunlight as we speak. So adding some nice contrast, some nice separation, and you can see that wind blowing around out there. So it just looks super awesome, super dramatic, and with the light, I think we're going to be in for a treat. So fingers crossed. All right, so some good news. I just found a really nice composition. I figured I'd stop here and share it with you guys. That little divot in those volcanoes up there had a nice sunburst, and on the right third, the open mouth of this very big ice volcano. I got a little bit of blowing snow coming off of it, catching the light, and down here there's just a myriad of great icy patterns, these, snow drifts on these smaller dunes, and I think it just looks really good. Nice, cool, warm contrast. Just looks like it's from another planet, and that's one of the main reasons why I love coming to the Lake Erie beach in the wintertime, especially in winters like this, because you do quite literally feel like you are on a different planet. But the sun is starting to set down a bit lower. Still a little too early to tell if these clouds are going to take. If they do, I'm going to go back the way I've been and try to get a composition with a fire sky. If not, I'm just kind of walk down the beach this way a little bit, see if I can find some smaller scenes. Maybe I'll go back up on the cliffs, pull out the 600, try to do some snipes, and then, you know, if that doesn't work, then we're probably going to be done. But this is a really cool comp. I'll throw the picture up on the screen, and yeah, fingers crossed the clouds take though, man. They look like they might starting to be actually just over here to my right. So, oh man, this could be really awesome because we're gonna have such great color contrast between the cool blue snow and that nice fiery sky. I haven't gotten a picture like that since 2019 in the winter in the same beach here at Evangola. The composition probably could have been better, but the ice volcanoes were a lot more uniform back then. I'm not really sure what kind of conditions these things need to form really pointy, and a lot of them consistently. But I'll take this over nothing, and I'll show you guys that old picture from 2019 up on the screen. One of my favorite early photos. Yeah, this guy is starting to catch some colors, so I am going to move back over there. It's weird because I haven't moved that much. I feel like I'm not doing anything, but I know I'm getting a lot of good shots. As you guys can see though, this sunset is absolutely popping off, just as I hoped it would. These two dunes over here I've been playing around with quite a bit. Some vertical composition, some landscape orientation, and I think I got a couple that I really like. And if we look off this way, you can see the color in the sky has pretty much faded, and all we have left is what is over on this part of the horizon here. But yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous, absolutely stunning. I don't think I've gotten to photograph a sky like this this year so far, so this is a first for 2025 for me. Couldn't have asked for better conditions, honestly. It's freaking gorgeous out here. It is cold as hell, but it is undoubtedly gorgeous and otherworldly, to say the least. Yeah, I'm glad I came out here today, and I'm glad I also got out here early, which is something I'm not too good at, is being early. But I got here probably around maybe 2:30, 3 o'clock, and I've been getting here around like 4, but that extra hour really helped me out today into just like studying these dunes, finding the best ones, and ultimately helping me to tie down some compositions that I really like. Yeah, that's one thing I want to get better at this year. It's kind of a resolution, if you will. It's been a problem I've dealt with photography, especially with like a place like this. You know, this time of year, the sun's setting earlier. It's just like not getting to where I need to be early enough. Because I tend to forget how valuable that extra time is, you know, just to study and look around and not necessarily worry about grabbing the camera and just studying your surroundings. I know. Who would have thought, right? But I'm going to grab some more comps here while there's still some more color in the sky, so excuse me while I do that. everybody, that is gonna do it for today's vlog. This was another unplanned vlog, but I find sometimes the unplanned ones are the best ones. I don't know. Very pleased with today's outings. When I first got here, I was not hopeful because there wasn't a lot of snow blowing out here in the fields. But I just looked small. My other friend, John Ramsey, was here yesterday, actually. Kind of inspired me with some of the snowdrift pattern stuff on Instagram, which, by the way, I'll leave a link to his page down in the description. You should check him out. Fantastic photographer here in Western New York. Definitely one of the best, if not the best, in Western New York, in my opinion. So check him out. But we went small, and that led me down to the beach, looking for more of that stuff. I was having a lot of fun with it, and we got rewarded with an epic sky there at the end. So that's gonna do it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Also, that reminds me, before we cut it here, my 2024 portfolio book is available for sale. There's a soft cover version and a hardcover version. Features 55 photos, around 20 of them or so I've never shared publicly before. And each photo's got a little caption alongside of it, offering a little backstory, a little introspection, a lot of reflecting on my journey as a photographer throughout 2024. So if that's something that interests you and you want to support me as a photographer and doing what I'm doing, please consider picking one up. I'll leave a link to that down in the description as well. On Blurb, we have a softcover and hardcover editions, so definitely check that out if you are interested. You can preview, I believe, the first 15 pages for free on Blurb. And yeah, that's going to do it. I'll see you guys around.